was just like posting on my Instagram per usual, reaching out to the people, and realized like there was something that I said that was like fitness for normal people. And then I wanted to talk a little bit about that because it's something I feel passionate about. Whenever you start getting into fitness, it's a really confusing space to be in. It's really important to me that you guys are getting the help that you need as like regular people. Because as a regular person, whenever you decide like, hey, I'm gonna start working out, there's like this direct, like, where do you go? Of course, you're gonna go to YouTube, or you're gonna go to Google, or you're gonna do some type of search like you would if you were trying to find the answer to a question in school. Like, that's where you're gonna go. And unfortunately, because the fitness industry is so unregulated, it's like you're getting so much different information, and you're getting a lot of bullshit, like, which is kind of how it is in general whenever you're searching for things on the internet. But I think with fitness in particular, whenever someone sounds like they know what they're talking about, it's easy to just kind of like believe them. And especially when it comes to fitness, it's like something that people know they're supposed to exercise, people know they're supposed to eat healthy, but it's like the how is a big missing piece. It's like, but how do I do that? So you go to YouTube, you go to Google, and you're like, okay, we're gonna figure this out. And it ends up being a situation where you're like flooded with so much information that you don't even know where to start. It's really easy to get misguided, and it's really easy to like, you know, jump on YouTube and the first workout video that you come across where you like find the person attractive, or you think that they know that what they're talking about, you're like, okay, I'm gonna do their workout. So basically there's just like this void in the fitness industry for super beginners, like people who are literally just starting out. And I think that is the void that a lot of like trainers and coaches can fill, but it's hard to reach those people because there's so many just like fitness influencers compared to actual like practicing coaches whose clients come first and foremost, and safety comes first and foremost, and form comes first and foremost, not just doing whatever new movement is hot. So there's a lot of things that need to be like tailored to your level, and I realize that there's something voided there. So just a couple of things I wanted to put out there. So I just want to give a few action items. Obviously this is not a situation that's going to be solved in one video. There's a lot of work that needs to be done here in the fitness industry in general, but just like 3 tips that I can give you as a beginner. And I also write articles on my website specifically for beginners. Like I have like weightlifting for a super duper beginner, or things to avoid as a super duper beginner. So a couple of action items that you can take. 1, stick to the basics. Like if there's anything that I can tell you, it is stick to the basics. So if you're just getting started, don't jump immediately under a barbell to do a squat. Like start with a body weight squat, try to make sure that your form is correct, and just work your way up from there. You don't need to start like with some complicated like Bulgarian split squat off of 2 benches type of thing. Like that's not going to help you as a beginner because you haven't even laid a foundation, and chances are if you start doing that, you're just going to get hurt. And we don't want that, because then you can't work out and you can't make gains, and you're not going to get healthier because you can't work out. So, you know, don't want to do that. Yeah, number 1, stick to the basics, like super basics. Like learn how to do a proper bicep curl, kind of basics, because you'll even see people like in the gym, they're like, oh, I'm doing a bicep curl, and then it's like, oh, what is this? Like, is that a bicep curl? No, you gotta like keep it tucked in, you gotta, you know, simple things like that. Tip number 2, grab a trainer. I don't want this to sound like a plug for personal trainers just because I'm a personal trainer. But it is so beneficial that even if you're not, like, obviously I would say if you're just starting out, get yourself a trainer so that they can take you through and they can program for you and you don't have to worry about all this stuff. But I'm also very aware that as like a normal person, 1, you're just beginning, so I get that mindset. I was in it too, of like, oh, I don't need that yet. Like I can't get a trainer or I can't get help until I've lost weight. Which when you say it out loud or someone else says it, you're like, yeah, that does sound a little off. Does not make sense. And it doesn't. So don't feel like you have to get more fit in order to start working out. I need to lose 10 pounds before I get a trainer. use the trainer to lose the 10 pounds and beyond. You know what I mean? And like, if you do it that way, that 10 pounds will actually come off faster than if you just did it by yourself. And it will also be a 10 pounds that stays off instead of you trying to lose the same 10 pounds for like a year or more, because I know that happens. I've been there. I'm telling you, I know what you're going through. I know what you're thinking. But yeah, just like don't stunt your own growth because you're like putting a closed door on your mind. Like you need to open that bitch up. You need to open it up and be like, I am ready to take in whatever is good for me. So just make sure that you keep that in mind too whenever you're like thinking about getting help, or like just don't be shy about getting help. Get yourself some help. However, getting a trainer to just at least walk you through the basics, like get a trainer for like a week just to show you like a proper body weight squat. Make sure that you're squatting correctly. Make sure that you're doing a push-up correctly. Like simple little things, because you cannot master the bigger moves or anything like that until you've mastered like the mind muscle connection, and your body is like muscle memory. This is how I'm supposed to move. This is what's safe for me, that kind of thing. Like you have to learn those things. My third tip, do not jump on a fad diet to start your nutrition, fat loss, fill in the blank. Most people, when they start fitness, it's because they've hit a low point. It's because they've gotten so unhappy with where they're at mentally, physically, emotionally, whatever it may be, that they want to make a large change and they want to make it now. So it kind of takes patience off the table, it takes tolerance off the table, and it also takes forgiveness off the table, which you take those three things off of your table and honey, you are looking to fall face first into fitness bullshit, because you're going to be looking for like the quickest way to lose fat. You're going to be looking for the easy way out. You're going to be looking for the magic pill. And I'm telling you right now, it does not exist. So you just need to add healthier things to your life. So you don't need to start eliminating a bunch of stuff. You don't need to start cutting yourself off, making yourself feel deprived, putting yourself in a situation where you're probably going to start binging a lot. You just need to start adding more good. So think about doing that first. Like, where can I add more protein? Can I add a cup of veggies to my dinner tonight? Can I add packing my lunch for work instead of eating out? Like, add things in instead of saying like, I need to binge all the junk food out of my house. I'm gonna throw away everything. I'm gonna start new. I'm gonna start fresh, because you're putting yourself in like a survival mode. Like, you're telling your brain, we are in danger and we need to abort this entire mission. Don't do that, because that's not going to be sustainable, and you're going to be right where you're at now, again down the road, maybe even in a worse place. I know it's easy for people to speak from experience and just be like, don't do that, and then you're like, okay, I'm probably still going to do it, but don't. just don't do it. It's kind of a no-brainer. Like, I don't need to sit here and tell you how to eat healthy. You know what eating healthy looks like, because no matter what diet you're on, what's always on it? I don't care if you're vegetarian, if you're fucking pescatarian, I don't know, like keto, it always asks you to eat more vegetables. So start there, eat more vegetables. Like anyone, a vegetarian could eat more vegetables, okay? So just start with the basics. Start adding good things in instead of eliminating a bunch of BS. So those are my 3 tips. Point number 1, start with the basics. Point number 1, start with the basics. Point number 2, find a trainer to help you out with those basics. And point number 3, do not fall into a fad diet. Don't just jump on the quickest fat loss theory that you can find on the internet. Just start adding better things to your diet already. Because fitness should be adding to the quality of your life. It should not be stress. I mean, it's going to be a little bit stressful. You're like purposely putting yourself into a stressful situation. Exercising is a stress response situation. But overall, it should be improving your quality of life, and it shouldn't be taking away from it. It shouldn't be something that's like completely changing your entire life. However, fitness is going to change your entire life. It really is. And I'm not just saying that to be like frou-frou, like, oh my God, like my life is so much different. But it really is. Like, being healthier helps you mentally. Like, being healthier clears your mind so that you can work better. It makes you more physically able to partake in life activities. So like being able to play with your kids if you have kids. And like, I know that you guys have heard this stuff before, but it's not gonna hit home until you've actually gone through the process and you've gone through the hard work and you've gotten the benefit from it. So all I can say is there's a promised land, sweetheart. There's a promised land, and you better march through that desert to get there. So start now, start small, stick to your 3 action items, and keep finding your way. You'll get there. Okay, I hope that was helpful. If you have any questions, list them below, yada, yada, yada. Subscribe, please subscribe. It would make my heart so happy if you just hit this little button down here, because I want you to be a part of my family. And I want you to keep coming back, because we like people. We like people here. So, sorry about the buzzing outside of my apartment this entire video. They're doing so much construction, but have a great day. Get started. Let me know how you're doing. Bye.